Hey guys, Steven here, Fanatic Perspective. Going to 5,000 subscribers, September 7th, Texas LSU. We're almost there.
Yep.
8 days away from Louisiana Tech. Good old Jordan Shipley. Shout out to Jordan Shipley. Guys, I'm just excited for Louisiana Tech, for LSU, for this season. We're gonna
even aside from that, I'm just excited that Miami and Florida are playing this weekend.
I know,
the truth,
I know.
Like, honestly.
Really smart on their part, by the way,
Yeah.
to just isolate themselves from the rest of college football, kick off early.
Yep.
Kind of like a state championship atmosphere. They're playing in Orlando.
Yep.
Only college game this week. I think that's actually pretty cool, and I can't wait to check them out. Florida being a top 10 team. I think they should be ranked ahead of Michigan, by the way. That's just my own personal.
They
whooped their ass. Like, come on. Anyway,
it's whatever.
college football is back this weekend, but as you guys all know, we kick off August 31st against Louisiana Tech.
Yep.
Today, we're going to go through the third quarter of our schedule. So Kansas. We got Kansas, TCU, Kansas State, right?
Yes.
And and then our last video that we do in this schedule series, we will provide our season predictions, and that will be very, very fun to, discuss and banter back and forth with you guys. As always. Shout out to everybody that checked out our Texas A&M video with Brandon. We're getting some good feedback on him. For those of you who don't know, I actually met Brandon through John. They've been boys for I don't know how long. They recently added me to their yoga classes, and Tran fell asleep.
I did
last week.
I did. No, it was 2 weeks ago. I don't know what they do with that little bell thing, but that just puts me in a trance. I fell asleep. I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care.
And it was funny because Brandon and I were texting, and Brandon, I have sleep apnea, so Brandon's like, dude, you need to go get an appointment. I was like, I swear to you, it wasn't me.
It's whatever.
There's the culprit.
Yeah.
So before we get into there's a few things I want to jump into with you before we get into the schedule stuff.
Okay.
This week we had the video of Tom Herman calling the parents of our 5 captains, Sam Ellinger, Malcolm Roach, Colin Johnson, Zach Shackelford, and Brandon Jones. So just really excited for those 5 young men. I thought it was a really, really cool video and moment to share with us as a fan base and with the college football world. Tom Herman has gotten really good praise for that, and I think it came off really genuine. And,
yes.
It looked good. Just wanted to get your thoughts on it.
I mean, this isn't the first time he did it. I mean, he even involved the mothers when the recruiting video came out as well. So, calling the parents, I think he just wants to show everyone that this is a family atmosphere, and I honestly think I'm pretty sure that the players probably knew before the parents, but
sure.
But just to say, hey, let me call your parents because I think it means a lot coming from you, but coming from the figurehead at University of Texas, it means way more. And I as a parent, I mean, I'd be extremely proud to hear if my son was chosen as this team captain from the coach.
It's a level of appreciation the coaches show. The brother I retweeted the other day that said, hey, let this be a lesson to coaches. Don't always call parents when there's something negative to say. You can also call when there's positives, right? Mm-hmm. And he's done that before. We've talked about that with PJ Locke in the past, and he called his parents just saying, thank you for raising a great son. And, I love these little things that he does. It's the little things, right, that make a difference. I want to ask you, in terms of the 5 captains, you cool with all 5?
100%. I think beforehand, I definitely thought of it beforehand. I mean, I even asked you that. I said, do you disagree with any of them? And you said, nope. Even before the season, you selected everyone except for Shackelford. And, Shackelford definitely deserves to be there as a senior leader of the offensive line, who I think is going to be very good.
So the point I was making to you when we first heard about the captains was all 5 of these guys have been through it here at Texas. Mm-hmm. And 4 of these 5 were here before this current coaching regime. Sam Ellinger has been through it as well, from his freshman year to being in 2 quarterback battles, not 1 but 2. Mm-hmm. This is actually his first season where he is not in a quarterback competition. So that adversity and the character that's been built off of it, the production that has been built off of it. The other 5 have been here when we were losers, right?
Yep.
And they've been here. Everybody has fought through injury Everybody has missed time. Everybody's been down and out, and they are some of the most positive guys. All of them, some of the most positive guys you'll ever hear speak. And what I love about it is they are 5 of our best players on this team.
Mm-hmm.
I can't, stress enough the importance of having guys on your football team that are captains also being your best players and leading out there by example from a production standpoint. So
it gains that respect too amongst the locker room as well.
Absolutely. Those young guys are going to come in, learn how to work, and follow their footsteps and be one of the best players and be, a team captain here at Texas. So shout out to those 5 guys.
Congrats.
Well deserved. There's another note of news that I want to cover with you before we get into you want good or bad?
Let's go bad first.
Bad first?
Let's go bad. Let's get
These injuries, man. And I know some of you guys are getting annoyed with me that keeps bringing up the injuries, but geez.
You can't win a championship without that.
Geez, man. It's just like, I don't know if you ever seen the Malcolm X gif where he takes off his glasses and throws across. That's how I feel right now. Like Cade Brewer is in concussion protocol. And these people are getting hurt at like the lightest positions too.
Yes.
Like there's no safeties going down.
Nope.
You know what I mean? I know Caden Stearns is, we got him in bubble wrap right now, right?
But we're handing him with kid gloves.
But tight end being a position of concern, Cade Brewer goes down. I don't know if Reese Laytow can play. Neither do you.
Nope.
I hope he can. And then we have 2 freshmen behind that.
Yeah.
Then we have
beforehand. On our way, just hanging out yesterday, we were talking about, hey, you think Daniel Young could
play some H-back?
Yeah, play some H-back and do some blocking for us? Who gets hurt?
And then Daniel Young, this morning we get the message. Michael Dye, shout out to him. He texted me and was like, hey, Daniel Young's gone down. I'm like, what? And so Daniel Young's down, high ankle sprain. They're talking about, 4 to 6 weeks for him. And now we have... if you count the Darian Brown scholarship, 4 of your 5 scholarship running backs are not practicing or are currently under, some sort of injury, protocol, right? So you only have Jordan Whittington healthy. This is not good. Tom Herman talked about if in the event of another person going down, Jake Smith would have to move over and learn enough plays to get them out of a game. And he kind of said worst case scenario, I'm paraphrasing, but that's kind of where we are now, right? Now, good thing is Keontae Ingram will be back, and he's another one that they kind of have off to the side, doing treatment, working. He should be okay for Louisiana Tech.
Do you keep him out of Louisiana Tech?
No,
just for
you can't. You can't. You can't have. You'd only have one scholarship guy at that point. And then we're counting on, like, Jared Smith is our number 2 running back, who's a walk-on. God bless him.
Yeah.
Like, that's tough. That's a tough position to be in. And that doesn't just put a burden on the running backs. It also puts a burden on Sam Ehlinger.
Yes, absolutely. 100%.
Because the coaches are going to be, we got to run the ball. Let's do some more quarterback power. And put somebody in there that can just be the extra blocker. So I know none of us as fans want to be in this position this early in the season. And I'm not trying to be Captain Panic here right now. But it is a legitimate concern. And I'm going to continue to address it here on this channel.
Yeah.
The tight end thing, now we have some more depth there, but again, those guys, how quick is the ramp time for Braden? How quick is the ramp time for Jared Wiley, who was dealing with something else himself? And then, can Reese Laytow help us right now? So
and not only ramp time as in learning the plays and everything like that, physically, are they able? Because we utilize our tight ends enormously in the blocking game. Mm-hmm. So
Andrew Beckham's
from what I saw, they were really skinny, really skinny guys who are gonna get put on their ass.
Yeah,
basically.
So we'll have to make some adjustments as a coaching staff, and that's why they get paid the big bucks. And I think Cade Brewer should be okay by LSU. If assuming what the typical time frame we've seen with concussion protocol, but I'm concerned both of those spots. And it just sucks that we're seeing some of these injuries at positions where we're not as loaded right now. Mm-hmm. Good news: Joshua Eaton commits today. Big win, corner. out of Aldi MacArthur, who is a 6'2" guy. He committed over Texas A&M, so big recruiting win for us.
Very big.
I covered Josh Eaton in our recruiting video, so if you want,
he's not a safety at least.
everybody beating us up. Y'all got like 19 safeties, bro. Like, chill. You know, like we got the. Have we gotten a name for the 8 DB package yet?
I don't know. Athletes. We're just gonna throw athletes out on the field.
Space
That's what
Force?
we're gonna do.
What are we doing for that? Like. So, we're really thrilled and excited to have.
I don't know.
We're really thrilled and excited to have Joshua Eaton on board. That's a big win.
Yes.
We've been hearing for some time.
Long rangy.
Yeah, and he fits the mold of those Holton Hills, Devontae Davis, those type of corners that these coaches have come to love. So shout out to Jason Washington, Todd Orlando, Tom Herman. Job well done, Brian Carrington as well. He actually had Brian Carrington in his note that he put, real cool letter that he put on social media. So y'all go actually and follow the brother Joshua Eaton. That's a big win for us. Want to give some shout outs real quick. Core Cookie, thank you for the shout out. And you know, for those of you who don't know, Core Cookie, they actually made a Texas LSU hype video. So we'll have the link to that in our description box below. So those of you who ask me what our Twitter name is and Instagram, thank you for asking. It's in the description box below. We'll have all the links. Shout out to Core Cookie. They have a really cool Texas LSU hype video. Those of you who are subscribed to the channel that are LSU fans, the content is split 50-50. These guys are from Houston, so there's a lot of ties both ways. And I really enjoyed the video. It really, you know, I was like, damn, is the game tomorrow? Like, what's going on? So y'all check that out. Really appreciate those guys putting together really good content. And
the shout out.
Yeah, and the shout out. That was,
man.
You know. So
I didn't know about it until you told me.
Yeah, man. So that's really
like,
cool. But let's get into the third quarter of the schedule, man. Who we got up?
We got Kansas.
So that's coming off the OU game.
I was going to say number one, but not number one. But yeah, so it's coming off the OU game. You know, this is Les Miles' not first time here. I mean,
but coming back from first time in Kansas.
We know he's a defensive coach.
12.
He's a special teams guy, and he's got the all-purpose everything, Mr. Puka Williams, who gave us headaches all last year. He's only serving, I think, a 1-game suspension, so he'll definitely be back unless some issue happens again. One fact about Kansas that is overlooked, I know everyone always says, well, you lost to Kansas. Well, they had the highest turnover margin in all Power 5 conferences.
Really?
So their defense is legit. I mean, they have a pretty good defense, though.
Well, they picked us a couple times last year. And granted, Sam had some and
I think they did the same thing with the OU as well.
Yeah, they got some turnovers on. So that I distinctly remember. They actually they pitched a really good game against OU until they pulled away.
Helps out it.
So Les Miles, the Mad Hatters, is on board. I've really enjoyed Les's social media and all the stuff they've been doing at Kansas. Kansas is getting fun over there, and they're not back. They're not going to be back, I don't think, within the next year or two. But this is going to be a fun experience for Les. I was a big Les fan, even when he was at LSU. I just like the guy. I like how he comes off to the kids. He's quirky in that kind of Mike Leach kind of way a little bit. But he's having a lot of fun over there. They're recruiting well. They have a big class coming in this year. They actually have one of the better classes in the Big 12. But in terms of what we'll be facing, this is a game where we just can't fall asleep at the wheel.
Yeah, I mean, I think our talent, we should beat them. However, we can't overlook the fact that they're coming off a bye week.
Absolutely.
So yes, 2 weeks to prep for us. But I still think that they are a couple of years out before they're actually relevant within the Big 12 again.
I'm gonna make a Batman reference real quick. Les Miles reminds me of the Joker a little bit. He wants to make a big scene, right? Like, you remember in the original Batman movie, the Joker is playing the Prince music and all that type of stuff, and they have their coming out party. I feel like Les Miles, especially with that extra bye, like you said, that they want to go to Texas and crash the party.
Yes.
They want to come to Austin, especially if we're coming off a win.
Undefeated or something like that.
Either way, but it's just like come to Austin and let's just crash. Let's just jump their stuff, right? Mm-hmm. And I know how that's exactly how he's going to, because they're going to come in loose. They
have nothing to lose.
Nothing to lose, right? And so Texas has been talking a lot, blah, blah, blah. Cannot fall asleep at the wheel for Kansas. But like I said earlier, like against Rice and some of these other teams, that's where the senior leadership, those 5 men we mentioned earlier in this video, that's where they take control. Health willing, hopefully everybody's still around. And, they're able to lead this team to a victory. I don't worry about us at home like I used to, though.
No.
We've been pretty, honestly, under the Tom Herman era, when we've lost at home, we've lost because outside of the Maryland game, in the very first game, I think, somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, I'm going off the top of my head, but I really do like us at home. I'd be more worried about this game if we were having to go to Lawrence, Kansas.
Yeah, I agree.
What do we got after them?
TCU. Gary Patterson basically owns Texas since they've been in the Big 12. I think
we beat them last year.
Twice. We've beaten them twice since they've been here.
Really? Only twice?
I think so.
We beat them the year when Mac Brown swoops his red shirt.
And then we beat them last year. I don't recall. I mean, I may be wrong, but I can only think
since they've been in the Big 12.
Yes.
Oh.
So
that's a stat to look
we don't know who their QB is, honestly.
Yeah, so they got, we know Alex Delton.
Yeah.
Because Alex Delton, gave us fits, when Kansas
not passing,
State,
just running.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
he's fast.
Yeah, he's very, very fast, very shifty guy. Can he throw the football the way some of the other guys have thrown the football for them in the past? You have highly touted freshman Max Dugan coming in that is like head-to-head, neck and neck with him right now. Justin Rogers, who was a guy I believe he came out of Louisiana when he came out of high school. Somebody correct me on that if I'm wrong. But Justin Rogers was a highly touted recruit. I think he was even Elite 11 at one point, and he's dealing with drop foot. So he's kind of behind, and he's working his way back. But very talented. You have, and then Matthew Baldwin, right, who Lake Travis kid, led his team to the state championship before Hudson Card had to fill in for him. But Matthew Baldwin, I've seen him play in person. He's the goods. Transferring over from Ohio State, NCAA did not clear him, so he is going to sit this year. So it's really a three-way battle right now.
But whoever they select, they got probably one of the
gut
best
feel. Before we get to the Jalen stuff, I wanted to ask you, though, gut feel, who do you think will be their opening day? Who do you think is going to win this job for TCU?
For opening day?
Yeah.
I think they'll have Delton just because he has experience in the Big 12.
Okay.
However, I don't know how long of a leash he'll have. I mean, you can go into it.
I don't think he'll be the starting quarterback by the time we play them. I'll just put it that way. Whether it's Max Dugan or Justin Rogers, I'm not sure.
Sonny Cudby needs a passing quarterback.
Yeah.
Too, so
I don't see unless Alex Delton has made grown by leaps and bounds as a just what he was asked to do at Kansas State is not the same.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's a night and day offense.
Right.
Right. So
now going to your point about Jalen Reagor,
he's a stud.
One of the best football players in our conference. Right. Going to be a handful. He's as good as we got some handful. We got Adrian Hardy. We're playing week 1 with Louisiana Tech. All the brothers from LSU coming in. CeeDee Lamb, Tylan Wallace. It's a lot to deal with, right? So he's another one right there that will give us now at that point of the season our corner should be a little bit more seasoned, having dealt with all these guys and
also
again the quarterback thing.
A good thing about it is who's his Robin? If we're going back to the Batman Robin thing, like he's Batman, but he doesn't have Turpin there anymore to catch those little under routes and bust off a 70-yard touchdown.
One thing I will say about this, and even TCU on defense, because they have I think Jeff Gladney made first team all Big 12 at corner, and they have some other. They always have, and I know they lost Banagoo too on the defensive side. It's Gary Patterson. He's going to have him coached up. Yeah. He can take a JUCO guy. He can take a 2-star guy. It doesn't matter. He's going to play his little nickel defense, and they're going to match up and play football. and we got to, and like you said at the beginning of this analysis, we have struggled in Fort Worth. We've struggled mightily up there. We've struggled just in general with TCU. So I expect to fight. I think this is a big sleeper game where we could potentially take a loss. I think this is a game that kind of worries me, just because of our depth and where we'll be during the season. I think we're the better football team. I think we proved that last season, and I think what's going to hold them back is the quarterback position, because they even struggled with that last year. I mean, there's a reason why Sean Robinson moved on, right?
Yeah.
The other guy we forgot about who's still there too, Michael Collins, who filled in who was transferred from Penn. I forgot to mention him. He's like the big 6'5", 240 guy, but I believe he's injured right now. So who the hell knows who's going to be playing quarterback for TCU by the time
And we have a really tough stretch all the way up to this point, and the week after this is a bye week. I mean, you can't put it past kids to overlook it to, hey, we
trying to get into the bye. Yeah. We did good last year, just getting out with that win versus Baylor when we were in a similar situation, although that was a home game.
Yes.
But we didn't look good coming out of the bye when we had to play Oklahoma State. And so coming out of the bye this year, we're going to be playing Kansas State,
which I'm not as scared of as I would be Oklahoma State. I know I chose us to beat Oklahoma State that year. However, you know, they had more weapons than what Kansas State has. Honestly.
Right. You know, no Bill Snyder.
Yeah.
Right. No more Lockett's.
It's at home too.
It's at home.
Yeah.
We have played Kansas State well at home recently.
Yes.
In terms of win-loss, right? And you know, I'm not afraid of Skylar Thompson. Good player, not great, right? He didn't. You know, he did a better job than Alex Delton. I thought we were really, really ready to go and buttoned up for Alex Delton last year when we played him in Manhattan. And then when they made, you know, kind of the pitching change to Skylar Thompson,
it took us a little bit.
Threw us off. But I think coming into that game, T.O. and those guys, if they're buttoned up and ready to go, and we'll see some of the wrinkles that Kansas State, you know, does. They kind of, you know, modernize their offense a little bit more. You know, not to be slept on. They're always going to play hard coming out of Manhattan, Kansas, but I'm with you. It's not a game I'm particularly worried about. I feel good about the home games. I really, really do. The maturity level of this team, how well we play at home in general, even our young guys, you know, just an opportunity at DKR. You only get so many of them. So I'm not particularly worried. No disrespect to Kansas State, but they're reloading a little bit, especially moving on from the Purple Wizard, one of the greatest coaches in college football history. You know, what he's done, the legacy he's left from a JUCO perspective,
right,
giving guys chances. You know, we've been a team that's been leveraging JUCOs more. That's really helped us. So shout out to Bill Snyder and the Kansas State Wildcats. I think that concludes the third quarter of our schedule. You guys, we also appreciate the feedback we've been getting on our 10 for 10 countdown. It was something that, again, we've had a lot of fun doing and coming up with. I know some of y'all are like, why are the videos so damn short, Steve? Hey, first year doing it, well, you know, we're going to get better and better. That's why we're here. We're in the feedback. We can take it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry that, you know, the videos weren't a little bit longer. We did try to more so curate some of that content for social media, but I also wanted to just have it on the YouTube platform for
just like little quick hitters and little reasons why we think they're going to have a huge impact on this year.
But definitely we will take the feedback into account for future videos as well. And we have some really, really cool surprises coming up on the channel that I think you guys will be very, very pleased with from a Longhorn perspective. So, man, I'm 8 days away, man. 8 days away. I can't get here soon enough. We're going to enjoy just watching college football in general. Like you said, Miami, Florida. Miami and Florida, not Miami, Florida. Tomorrow night.
Chomp. Go Gators.
If you ain't Gator, you Gator bait. You remember that?
Yeah, baby. Gator bait.
So we're excited just in general. College football is officially back, and our Longhorns will be here soon enough. We appreciate you guys. Help us get to 5K.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah.
LSU. Some slight. You know what I mean? Anyway, we're done rambling. Horns, always up.
Always.